knows it, ma? Anyone?
मैम मैंने
Hello. Hello. So
It's
can you
audible,
hear
ma'am.
me, sir? Hello. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. It's audible, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I'll share 1 minute. Yeah. Can you see this? Can you see? Hello.
Yes, ma'am. PPT is visible, ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma. Thank you. So let us look at this security threats one by one, and how far this, I mean, the role of AI in it, we'll see much more, I mean, after this particular security threat, after the discussion of the security threats, right? The first one is the abuse and nefarious use of cloud. It means, I mean, if anybody is misusing it, like the data, what we are trying to use it is misused by the sniffers or the intruders. How can we protect this? It is, you can take a simple example, even the credit card fraud monitoring system, you can see that the coordination with the credit card system, when you happen to see just 10 years before and now, if you see until or always you, I mean, it has been actually reduced. This particular fraudulent activity of this credit card or whatever the banking transaction you take, it is all reduced because of the more coordinations. That's all. That is the coordination in the sense it is until always you get your OTP, you cannot perform, you cannot withdraw, you cannot perform any transaction, even a single transaction you require, even it may be a 1 rupee or 2 rupee, whatever it may be, you need that password, that particular what OTP will say, right? And many coordinations are actually embedded, and that's the reason it has been actually reduced. And the another one is introspection customer network traffic. That's very important. As I said, we may not be knowing what exactly it is only because of traffic. I mean, even the attackers nowadays comes as a matter of fact in terms of, that's what I said, the vampire attacks, one fantastic attack. It seems to be congestion, traffic congestion, but exactly it is not. It is the attackers. That is, somebody is trying to intrude some information and they are prolonging it, and they are trying to say this prolonging. Then how can you come out of it? What exactly, which actually particular things can overcome these difficulties? So these are all the suggested remedies that can be helpful to what the blacklist, what exactly the public blacklist you can see once by seeing the one's own network, and you can block what all the unknown person comes and all the intruders. So these are all the remedial steps that you can take it to come out of this particular attack, I mean threat, so security threat. And what exactly the security and privacy? How can you do this in the sense when we take this particular area, that is the cloud, the information, when you happen to see, it is two-way communication in enterprise level. And apart from that, people can access in many places wherever the data can be transmitted from one place to another place, and mobile through the things, anything that is, it may be through your electronic gadgets or through your mobile gateway, anything is possible. But how is it, in what basis that you can control it, what basis that you can monitor? So for that only we are going for the specific applications called what, that if it is if the security applications with AI embedded security means, it is very easy for us to monitor all these things, because at a time, see, we know very well the classifications. We can understand the classifications very well. You can easily say, I mean, you can easily find the solution for this type of attack. That's all. Okay. The next one is insecure applications programming interface. That is, the API what we are using is in an insecure manner. That means how to overcome this particular threat in the sense we need to analyze the security model first of all. What exactly the cloud provider API. That is, if somebody is trying to give a new API, we are going to use it, new website and new things that we are going to use it in the sense. Please look for the security model that what they have given, and accordingly that security model, if it is analyzed in a proper way, ultimately it is, I mean, you can overcome such what APIs, that is insecure APIs can be what you can get rid of this particular threat. And another very important thing, that is you can use the encrypted transmission. That is very important. When I say encrypted transcription, it is not visible by the ordinary people. That is, until or otherwise they know the key and they can read the message. So this is another remedy that we can make use of it to analyze this to address this particular threat. Next, the dependency chain associated with the API. That is, one after the other, people are using it in a sense. You look for the transaction. The sequential transactions need to be analyzed. You can see even if a good example for these things, and if you take automatic even booking for gas agents, gas or household things, or in terms of any inventory level, it goes down and we want to book it in a sense, and the transaction ID will help us to monitor our activity. So this is dependency chain associated. So this will be a good remedy for these type of insecure APIs. Next, malicious insiders. If somebody is very newcomer, I mean, we may not be knowing who's that, somebody's coming here. What type of remedy that you can take to come out of this malicious insider in the sense? You need to analyze, specify the human resource requirements as a part of your legal contract. That is, if individual, until always we know the individual's support, the history, why, what is the role of it, and if you are, if until always you know the particular thing, that means this should be eradicated at the time of entry level itself. Once you are giving the entry to a particular individual, there you fix up your security aspects in terms of any, even you can use the biometric authenticity also. So if it is matches in proper manner and give the live biometric authenticity, that is the face and live photo capture, something like that, and you can make use of it. That this live image capturing and all is a part of your AI intelligence, that is AI super intelligence, and this will help us in finding the malicious insiders in the secure, I mean in the particular accessibility. So that can be eradicated. And then you can see the notifications also. If somebody, some intuitions come, something is somebody spoken, some even just for a ping manner that they are pinging it, in the sense it need to be what give as a notification to the user, and there actually it stops. So these are all the remedies that we can make use of it to come out with this malicious insiders. Next is shared technology ones. Very important. This as far as this particular scenario on fifth, this particular technology, that is where we are moving towards the 65G and 6G, and this is very very important aspect. That is when we talk here, the mediator or the air. So we may not be knowing many people are there, but what sort of remedy that you can make use of in the sense, give the strong authentication. That's very important. As I said in the previous thread, the biometrics. Similarly, here also, the shared technology vulnerability, you try to impose this biometric authenticity, it is actually ruled out all these threats. So this is one of the major things that you can embed with the help of AI. So, and of course, the testing cases, when you happen to see in machine learning, A/B testing is useful. and actually analyze the data sets in different perspective and different various what analysis process in terms of regression as well as the correlation mapping and many more things, and finally conclude make the decision. So when we embed with the machine learning, it makes the conclusion. Here the chat technology will help us to, this particular threat can be eradicated with the help of it. So these are all the very important aspects when we embed AI into the security level. So when we embed our AI to this level, your product, whatever the IoT device that you are going to invent, will be marvelous product, and people will never have. I mean, on the security aspects, people will never give any sort of complaints. So this is one of the very important aspect as far as your as far as your devices, IoT devices concerned. Participant, can you see the full screen or partially it comes? Hello?
Full screen visible, ma'am.
Full screen is visible. Thank you. Thank you. So the next one is very important aspects as far as this shared technology vulnerabilities is vulnerability scanning and configuration audits. That is once in a while. Ultimately, you can periodical auditing is mandatory. It may be weekly once or two times in a week, something like that. You can make it and auditing it so that see any intrusions, any maliciousness is occurred through the sharing, because shared technology, many people can come and go, but what exactly, who is coming here, what is actually happening, that can be that need to be reported as a log into the what this configuration auditing. Okay, that is very important. This type of remedial suggested remedies that we can make use of it to what come out of this particular shared technology vulnerabilities. Next, data loss and leakage, very important aspects when we talk about our IoT device. We know very well any event, any device, we are finding it in the sense it is for the activities, that some day-to-day activities or periodical activities or some specific task that we may use it, right? But each and everything need to be, any task is actually performed through your IoT device in the sense it need to be logged, right? But this need to be logged in the sense the data, right? It is logging information or I think what it is a data storage, and the data storage is very, very vast. Of course, we need to go along with the warehouse, and we'll be having a more and more technological improvisation in terms of analytics tools that we'll use it to analyze the data, and accordingly we'll use it. But here, when we wanted to access the data, we'll use the API again there, right? So the API access control need to be strongly implemented. That means when I say this particular person, this particular time, and this particular node is accessing our data in the sense, you need to know the history and what exactly the live data of the particular intruder or particular user, you can say anybody. Maybe we may not be knowing whether the intruder or it is a user. So whether it's a good or a good person is accessible or the unwanted person is accessing it. How do you know? So until always you implement this strong API to control what exactly is happening, that means you are getting the information, then it is easy. And of course, here also you can encrypt the data, and for the data protective, I mean, you can protect the data in many ways. And apart from that, don't ever give the key generation just like that. You can use the PKI also. That is in terms of the public key interest, specifically interest, you can make use of it to implement this. So that way you can give the strong key generation for the storage purpose. Another important thing is the backup and retention strategies. That is, you need to give the what the provider, because When we say the IoT devices, in the sense the logging here, the logging information is per day you take millions and millions of data comes. So take a Google search engine or any other apps in terms of Alex or anything you take it as a matter of when you are trying to use it through the network, plenty of data, right? Within a fraction of seconds, millions and millions of data are data acquisition occurs. But how do we protect? What exactly the remedial action that you can take? So for that, you have to embed with these you need to concentrate more on the strong key generation and the backup retention strategies and the API access controls. If you are strong enough in this, if you're trying to implement this with the, of course, through with the encryption, it is very easy for us to protect the data loss and leakage. Next, account service and traffic hijacking. I think we have discussed about this previously. It's a very good example for this your vampire attack. That is, we may not be knowing what is actually happening, but it is actually an attacker's execution. So to come out of this, you can see for the you can see the authentication technique. If you are able to implement the authentication in terms of the strong two-factor authentication, that is from the client side as well as from the server side, it will be easy for us to monitor this and come out this particular threat. Next, when we talk about the proactive monitoring to detect unauthorized activity, that means uh, we need to, the system should automatically be proactive if any sniffing occurs, if any unknown factors comes in. So if your system is able to identify that, it is very easy. So these things need to be superimposed in your IoT devices. Ultimately, it is very good in what execution also. Similarly, when we talk about the cloud provider security policies, because why are we using this cloud in the sense? When we say the devices, IoT device, anything you take it, presently, it is all what the network related thing. Even to operate a specific task, specific information, when you wanted to store more information, day-to-day activities is not able to access. But even you take a simple example, CCTV, right? So we want to see each and every moment, what exactly. So we cannot store every dumping into our system. We'll be going for what? Dumping these informations in the storage called the cloud storage will be useful for us in terms of dumping the data, isn't it? So if it is so, then what exactly we'll try for the cloud provider security policies. So this will help us in terms of what protection for the cloud data. Okay. Next, unknown risk profile. This is I mean, like suddenly we may not be knowing what is the log, applicable logs, and whatever it may be. It's suddenly disclosed, and but what you need to do it is when we wanted to come out of this particular unknown risk profile, in a sense, once we are able to identify that is through your previous threads that we have seen, how to identify the a person, what exactly can give the conclusion, can give ask or the biometric authenticity for each and every individual accessibility, you can ask for it. So if it is so, then you can you can disclose each and every activity. So that is periodical disclosure is mandatory to maintain the security in perspective, security in a good manner, specifically for this unknown risk profile. And similarly, monitoring and alerting on necessary information. That means specific tasks need to be completed, in the sense you have to monitor and you need to instruct the individual to do this. So, I mean, when we happen to see all these threats, all the 7 types of threats, when you happen to see, in what basis it can be embed to frame the IoT device security. What basis that you can have it? What is the major thing? As I said, the PK client, that is next level is for the security update, and then the secure boost, Then the floodgate agent, the dark, it's a very fantastic application what we are using it. Even in US nowadays, they started using these applications. And then IDS, firewall, and TLS, TCP, UDP, can use the connectivity protocol, and then of course IP, and then embed OS with the RTOS. That is the real, specifically what we want. Current scenario is this current application, which particular task need to be carried out, that can be easily embed with this. And then of course, if you have hardware secure ID, that can be easily it need to be monitored. And similarly the file system, and when you come up to this particular thing, you can make this as a platform component and security component separately, so that it can be embedded to make a IoT device in a very, very effective manner in a security aspect specifically. Next, the advantages. Why this AI in IoT security? What is the advantage of this? What exactly the advantage? The major advantage, if you see, to avoid unplanned downtime. That is very important thing. And second one is that is to increase the operating efficiency. That means, as I said, rather than a normal normal manual work, when we go for the automation, it actually works for the uh, speedability. But speedability alone will not fetch the exact result. You look for the efficiency until always it is in a secured manner. So that there it comes the second point, second advantage called to increase operating efficiency. And then the third one is to span new products and services. So need to look for the product, that is the next generation, because even kids are for fond of going towards the next generation only. They'll say they themselves are, and I mean introducing themselves. We are this I mean this generation kids. That means what the products your IoT device, whatever that you're developing, is the security, even for the IoT security aspects. You need to look for the new products, new outcoming, new services. So until always it is embedded with the uh, uh, innovations, you cannot survive in the market. That is what. Next, to enhance the risk management. So you may see, and when you open for many more applications, as I said, the new products and new things are you are opening for it. It comes inside in the sense you need to analyze in terms of the risk also. That is, what is the pros and cons, and it need to be analyzed elaborately, and it need to be enhanced. So these things are possible with the help of AI-based IoT security. Okay, that's why we are using it. Next topic is what exactly the solution. Very simple solution. Many simple aspects that we can see. When I say when the new IoT device, when it comes here, and generally IoT device starts, I mean, it works more 90%. If you take, we'll use the sensor based inputs only, right? So those inputs need to be analyzed, and it need to give a conclusion whether it is good or bad, whether it is in the operating efficiency, whether it can go for the operating level, next operation, next, whether it is eligible for the next operation. That need to be analyzed here in the um, uh, analyzing part. So where exactly you will get the input? You will get the input through your ANN, that is artificial neural networking algorithm, will help us in terms of analyzing the factors, various factors, and here this will help in terms of giving the decision what exactly what action need to be performed. That way you can use this. This is one of the major things which is actually under the research, and it is not fully implemented, partially implemented with the simulations, and people are trying to put more and more research work in it, like not only in ANN, and they are trying to embed some other technologies with the AI, and trying to embed that in our IoT device so that the efficiency of IoT device will be very good. So next one is what is the solution for this? What exactly is the security issues in IoT by using this AFUC? It is secure cloud infrastructure and unified virtual SaaS platform. And then if you take AI and machine learning capabilities. So we have already discussed about the secure cloud infrastructure. That means day-to-day activities, and when we take the security measures in terms of the data encryptions will help us to come out of it. And then the unified way, in the sense the single platform camera sensors and analytics, you can make use of it to perform this unified task, the unified virtual task. And similarly, when you go for the AI and machine learning capabilities, easy to train and neural network based detection algorithm will help us to give the decision. That is, decision making will be very easy and prominent due to this what machine learning capability, due to this particular installation, that is through our neural network. Next, IoT security applications. What exactly the layer wise? When you happen to see it in the layer wise, the major thing is application layer and network layer. What is application layer? What exactly the application layer in the sense? It is it is actually application layer actually comes as a part of the environmental observing information service. That means whatever is there, that is day-to-day activities, when you give some inputs through, it may be through sensor, it may be through the manual input, what exactly happening is that need to be what delivered through your application layer and those things. And when you go for the next level, it is support layer. Who can support to this application in the sense? If you take the cloud as well as the smart computing, so the cloud computing is in terms of the network, right? So whenever you want to, because it is not the place, it is not the place that you can store in particular single location. You can go for different locations and different perspective. You can analyze the data and you can use it. So for that you need this cloud, and it need to be work according to the instruction what we have given. So that way the support layer will help us in these aspects. Then the network layer. Next one is network layer. Here the internet, I mean the portable internet, wherever you go. See, now we need not say the data comes as you go. You need not carry anything. You need only your biometric identity to access the data wherever in the world. Okay, whichever place that you are in the world, you can access your data until always you are alive. That means your biometric identity is alive. That's all. So that way, when you happen to say, the communication protocol will help us to communicate through this network layer. And here, another very important thing is the RFID and GPS will help us in terms of what the perception. That is what is actually happening, whether it is good or not, whether this particular thing is sensible, whether it is it can be applicable, where exactly the location. It's all monitored and it will be analyzed in the layer called the perception layer. So once the security aspect, when we talk about the security aspects, all these four important things are as a matter of fact, and it need to be managed through our network security. So this is said to be your network security management. So if you are able to manage these four layers in a proper way to design your IoT device, it is very useful for the society also. Of course, it can easily survive. So the flaws will be reduced. You cannot say 100% flawless device, but I mean, you can see the efficiency of the device that what you're trying to invent. Next one is the challenges. When you happen to see, I have taken a simple applications where and all the security applications work. I mean, where exactly it is needed and all. You see the challenges in banking. Banking is everywhere. The funding, okay, the flow is there. So what are all the challenges when you happen to see? That is the blocked visibility. That means what we're trying to do is unmonitored site of a higher risk of intrusions. It may cause the huge loss of amount, right? So this need to be eradicated. This is another very important, one of the important challenges in our banking sector. Next, the lack of notification to escalate. So that means there is no time. Something has happened, some theft or something has happened to the current scenario, that is into the bank. If you see, it is not so easy to escalate it just by alarming it. It is for that particular environment. But how about the intimation? If anything is get damaged, at what basis that it can be escalated? So that lack of notification to the escalation is another challenges in our banking sector. And similarly, when we talk about the perimeter intrusion detection, that means uh, you can have the IoT sensors on ATMs. That is, when you happen to see that, you can see the sensors. If somebody is coming and somebody is able to touch some specific things, and it need to be monitored and it need to analyze. But present situation is that is lacking. So it need to be enhanced. Then the next one is two-way audio communications. Of course, when we are talking and in the interactive, what we are using API, the interface applications and all, it is one-way communication only, which is not advisable. When we talk about the IoT devices, AI-based IoT devices, it's very easy for us to go for the two-way audio communication. If it is able to do it, it is very useful for the society also. So that it is in an interactive manner. That is, interaction is most ultimately I mean, the intuitions, anything can be slowed down. I mean, it can be reduced, right? Then offline notification, that's mandatory. Once, even if something has happened, some transaction, some updations in the banking administrations, all can also be what notified to the customer. So if it is the case, it is easy for us to identify. So the next implementation of perimeter intrusion detection is very important aspects. How they are doing it, in the sense it is perimeter breach detection and door interlocking system, then motion detection and two-way communication, escalation matrix, and setting up the rules and logic. That means when we happen to see all these six steps, first it look for the what anything is comes here, and then go for the interlock, whether it can be overcome with this particular thing, and any movement. Then communication, as I said, the two-way communication is not one. I mean, one way. I mean, like one. What we are using is only one way. It should be two-way. Then escalation matrix, in the sense when you happen to see the escalation, that is, once if it something has happened, ultimately it should reach the authority. So the authority should be notified within fraction of second. The time it needs to reach something has happened, and that particular thing need to reach to the authority. So that time need to be what reduced. Okay. And what are all the things that you can use it, in the sense that is, you can fix the flows and the logic so that you can make use of it, and you can expand it in a package. So these are all the simple remedial action can make use of it, and it can be inculcated in our devices, what we are trying to do it with the help of APIs and other things. Next, very important aspect, that is about industrial IoT. Very important. So what is this? What exactly we are trying to do? This industrial IoT is very uh, much needed for the current scenario. That is, some technology, when you happen to see, it protects the connected devices as well as the networks, and any what is this particular security as far as this IIoT is concerned, in terms of the security in multi-layered level. That is not only in a single layer, as we have seen already, the 4 layers, specifically there the application layer, and one more layer we saw, what is that, network. So Apart from that, it need to go for the multi-layer approach for the industrial IoT. And what are the trends in IoT? If you take, that is in terms of the manufacturing industry actually has in terms of the mission data, then IoT security, customization, edge technology, and SaaS platform. That means you can make use of the because everywhere automation. Of course, we are going for the software as a service. So we'll go for the software application only. Any industry you take it, we are going into that level. And what is the cutting edge technology? What exactly the current scenario? Previously, when we say the semi-automatic, you take a simple example of this industrial IoT washing machine. Previously, what we have, very olden days, we have only semi-automatic machine. That is, when you happen to see, I don't know how many of you are aware of it. The olden people like Washotex. It's a Japanese make company. Only you have to put it 50% manual work need to be carried out. Okay, otherwise that washing machine will not work. But now the trend has been changed. Everything is programmed. Just you have to put the cloth and what I mean you need to switch on everything for your inputs in terms of your washing powder as well as the water. Ultimately it works, but the program, it's the program in such a way that it takes everything in a limited manner and it executes the task. So that is said to be your edge technology. Next, the customization. The customization in the sense I need to operate that from the from my workplace to the home. So that is also possible. That's what is the expectation in terms of the customization from the individual's perspective. Next, the security. So I can control, but somebody is trying to intrude, it should not be happen. So that is your security level. Next, mission data. So any inputs, anything, how many things, how many times, what exactly, what is the wealth, what is the span of this particular device, all these things need to be carried out. So that is also for the maintenance purpose we need it. So this is the trends that has been followed in almost all IoT, industrial IoT devices. So when you happen to see, these are all the six major factors, which is critical factors, which is actually addressed by the IIoT. That is, the first one is business benefits. Second one is strategic alignment, and then third one is business process focus, and fourth one is next one is operating model changes and capability uplift. Post end-to-end security. What is business benefits in the sense? If somebody is trying to develop a device or any electronic devices, any electronic gadget, anything you take it should fulfill the ultimate limitation of the existing system. That is what is needed, right? Next one is you need to fix up a strategy in such a way that it should focus more on the business uh, perspective, right? And of course, people will look for the operating model also, how it operates, what exactly the conclusion, whether it's able to reach us. With a previous existing system, we may have so many limitations. Whether it overcome, this model is overcome, this operating model is changes, whether it updates the limitations of the existing system. That is what is the expectation. Next, capability uplift. That means what is the capacity, what exactly, whether it can be upgradable to the newer version. That is what is capacity uplift. The very important aspect, that is our aspect, security. Security is in the sense we don't want any mismanagement to the device. That means anybody is trying to do it, anything may happen. If it is a very, you think about an industrial IoT in the sense, it is for the huge production, right? If something is, their very important aspect is security aspect. Until or otherwise, the security is flawless security if you have, and it is through the each and everything is logged information. What are all the 7 threats that what we have seen in security aspect? everything is able to achieve it, you can make a very good efficient IoT device. Next, security in industrial IoT. What exactly we are trying to find here in the sense, what kind of security technology to implement, and where and which threats it should address. These three things, three important W's are there. That is what, where, and which. What security technology you are going to adopt. Second one is which place and where and which threat that you need to address. So this is as far as your security IoT is concerned. Next, global ICS. That means actually this is in terms of industrial control systems. That is, when we take about the IoT risk report, this is very important. Operation technology security firm. CyberX is one of the very good firm that actually trying to find the security solutions to this IoT, and they are launching more and more. Security IoT security based, specifically AI based security devices that they are launching it. You can Google it for the CyberX properties and CyberX firms products also, and you can even simulate it and see. They are giving some demo also. You can Google it for it. And another important thing as far as your security in industrial IoT is concerned, the major benefits when we happen to see it is in terms of improving the mainly the efficiency, the operational efficiency. Next, improving the productivity. The major thing is operational efficiency is more in the sense, of course, the industrial IoT will drive very well, and moderate things when you happen to see the utilization and the services, the product as a services, and of course the life cycle cost. These are all the moderate level, and then the understanding of the customer demand and enhancing the product innovation process when you happen to see. This is current scenario. So you can go for the higher level, next level also to a certain level, but the more and more demand comes from the customer aspects. The development of a device is what it is actually it is not confined to a particular task. As I said, our AI is also focused on this. So when you use the classification, AI classification here, you focus on what they want and be accurate in it. The accuracy is mandatory here. So that way, when you happen to see, the ultimate goal of this IoT is what? The operational efficiency that is actually succeeded here. Okay. Next, the security in IoT, specifically in IoT, if you take, there are different types of operation technology networks in different sectors, specifically in the pharmaceutical companies as well as in chemicals and manufacturing industry. So when you happen to see this CyberX CyberX firms network traffic analysis algorithm, they actually included, and they are trying to find the refined solution. Still under the research, one or two products came out. It's also in terms of analysis phase. And then next, we happen to see the processes implemented within the operation technology and the SCADA systems. Everyone knows it. Like when we talk about IoT, of course, we need to talk about this SCADA environment and all. And it is all purely in the form of communication. And artists should be deploying a solution in such a way that it need to visualize and monitor these communicate, whether it is reachable, whether it's able to reach the particular information exactly and correctly. That is what is the expectation. Next, security framework for the embedded IoT and IoT devices. What exactly is this? When you happen to see, in the sense, variety of cyber attacks comes in our industries. So in what basis that we can face it? What are the cyber? So when we embed that AI with cyber security, that will fetch the remedy for this particular problem. Okay, these challenges. You can see that in our next slide. And how this AI with cybersecurity helps in giving the IoT application, IoT devices in a efficient manner. We are going to see that. And Internet of Secure Things framework. Here, when you happen to see, these are all the basic necessity that what we discussed as far as our security threats is concerned. That is actually interpreted the left side, that is blue column. And when you happen to see in this red column, here the crypto, you can use your own random number generator and RSA key generator and a hash accelerator. And not only this RSA key generator, it is actually using it. We can try with some other hash key also. And apart from that, crypto accelerator that we can make use of it, and hardware secure key storage. That is, when we have this hardware identity, ultimately you can make use of this, the last one, that is hardware secure key storage also. So that is very helpful for the the embed of that IoT devices with a secured manner. That is, the if you are able to produce a device in such a way that if it is compatible with each and every terminologies what we have given, it ultimately fulfill the requirements and works efficiently. Next, who are all the solution provided currently? If you take the Xenon Stack and Uber's Mechanigo, they're all the Netflix Mason project. These are all the people most oftenly trying to find the solution for this IoT. And Xenon Stack, if you take, they what they are doing it as in they are the leading the machine learning platform and building a company which builds the products based on machine learning and artificial intelligence. That means they are using the machine learning. That means when we happen to see, they want to automate the process. Say, for example, AI-based security, what they are, this Xenon stack is actually doing in the sense the machine learning. Here, they'll analyze the data sets and they are finding the solution, and that is actually embedded into our device, so that we are able to address the current challenges what is required through the devices. So when we happen to see in AI-based security IoT, the versioning of machine learning as well as deep learning models are more, and the A/B testing of machine learning models, as I said already, we discussed about it in terms of the regression analysis of the data sets. Apart from that, each and everything will be tested, and they'll see the variations of methodologies to different aspects, and then they'll compare it, they'll come confine to a conclusion, and that result is actually embedded into the device. That's what they are. That is actually helpful in terms of making the a strong decision. Then analyzing the performance of various models. Of course, as I said, machine learning and deep learning is different perspective, different depends on the requirements. The models will vary. Okay. Then the serving machine learning models, which model that we need to use it. So once the requirement by the customer is mandatory and very important, whatever the things that they are asking for it most oftenly, we'll look for that. And the profitability will check for. Of course, the expense also we'll see that whether it is possible or not. So these everything will be tested through the machine learning model. And then when we talk about the challenges for building the machine learning platform is, it is in terms of two people's perspective. One is data engineers, another one is analyst. The data engineers perspective, when we happen to see, it can integrate the model with the existing data pipeline. That means the pipeline model will help us to go for the parallel executions. So that is a major thing. It is speedability. And then analysts can visualize the data generated machine learning. That means what exactly the data is generated, how does it actually works, and what are all the inputs can be analyzed through the machine learning model. Then we'll go for the, it's already we have seen what exactly the testing model also. So we can see a simple example and how does this machine learning platform for training, validation and serving. When you happen to see this diagram, it is actually from the repository, is actually from the extracted repository from the data warehouse. And data pipeline is actually what the ML DAG indicate actually generator will help us to streamline the data pipeline, and then this will be analyzed to your I mean it will train the model training service will be there, and then it go for the repository services with the user interface as well as the services aspect, the repository services aspect, and then the deployment model. So three important. One is training, then it go for the validation, and then the serve through the deployment service. It is of course through the internet. The clients can make use of it, and you can utilize this. So this is a simple example what we have seen in our 4G repository. Any application when you wanted to use it, that building services with the help of your Jupyter, other things, even it will have more repositories also. You can make use of it and can be analyzed for the machine learning platform. Next, you can see this. There is no consistency between machine learning workflows. People are trying to find the novel in methods, and especially here, it is not so. They are not come to a convergence. It is still in a testing model, and they are trying to find the solution for it. And platform can perform model building, validation, and similarly versioning, serving, and with a more and more what deployment model, because it is an analyzing model. As I said in our previous discussion, when you conclude, when you wanted to narrow down your project, when you wanted to narrow down to a particular task, it is easy to implement and it is very efficient. You can do whatever you want. But you wanted to achieve through multiple tasks in a single environment, it is tedious. So the complexity is more, the more the complexity, and if you are able to solve it with a technological improvisation with ANN and other things, it is tremendous. The innovations will be tremendous, and the device what we are trying to get it is also very good. Then the final thing is when you happen to see the mobile app security. So when we upload the app, you'll see that apply security features, and it's sealed. And then what happened? Download the sealed applications and then publish it. But your app is now secure from the hacking attempts. That means you are trying to apply the security features and seal it. But here also one more thing that you can make use of it, in the sense like the sealed app need to be what authenticated. If it is not authenticated properly, then again there will be a security flaw. So it need to be addressed here. Next, IoT mobile app security. When we happen to see, that is RAS, runtime application self protection. This is actually it detects the response attacks, and mainly in terms of real time environment with the human intervention, and see the security level, whether it is we are not able to achieve it properly through this RAS. Mainly the RAS will help us to what address a few things, few challenges. But still, the research is going on to address many things, and more and more technological improvisation comes. Ultimately, it need to be expanded, right? So the next one is zero coding required. So we can upload and secure the deployment approach focus on app development. But when we talk about the individual's mobile app, we need to think about the what the security aspect, specifically in the individual's mobile applications. Okay. Next is the robust code protections. That is when we use more and more DLL and other files, header library files, header files. When we talk about when we use it, The reverse engineering attacks such as memory dumping, debugging, decompiling, and more and more. Uh, I mean, the data protection is mandatory, specifically in terms of to secure the source code file. For that, this is very important. Next, routing and emulator detection. It helps to tamper and fake users. We can identify that, and it can easily block it by you can how to overcome this by blocking this app from what exactly the intrusions. Ultimately, this what we have seen in our security threats remedification. Those the same remedy can be applicable here also. And next, the cheat tool detection. And these are all the mobile app security that what we are using at day-to-day activity. And similarly, network packet sniffing. So any data need to be sniffed. So don't allow anybody to I mean, just like that roaming, and we will be enforcing sometime to open our and from disable position to enable position to download the app freely or something like that for some specific task. But ensure that whether the task need to be completed with proper authenticity. If you are able to do it, these things can be easily overcome. And next, as I said, the cyber security aspects, the AI technologies like machine learning and natural language processing enable the analyst to respond to threats with a greater confidence and speed. That means here, three important aspects as far as cyber security is concerned. One is learn or reason and augment. What is this learn? AI is trained by consuming billions of data artifacts from both structured and unstructured sources. So that is, you can take that any machine learning or anything you take it, the data sets are well trained and versioning and training and giving the decision, right? So the machine learning and deep learning techniques are what used to improvise the knowledge to understand what exactly the security threats and the risk, of course. So the next one is a reason. First, what we have seen is learn it. What is there? Analyze it through ML and DL. You are analyzing it. Next, what we are going for it? Reason. The reason is what? What exactly the things happening? Whether any maliciousness occurs, malicious files occur, or suspicious IP addresses or insiders, any malicious users came, anything that can be identified. Look for the reason and then use the analysis, and which will be actually it will speed up your conclusion whether it is good or bad. Next one, augment. It eliminates, I mean, like what is need to be augmented here in the sense uh, you take if you are going to take a critical decision, but based on what you look for the time consumption as well as the accuracy. But that means any attack, any analysis, any risk comes, you to analyze it and give the accuracy accordingly. You can what go for this the time consumption. Okay, so these are all the three important aspects that your what the cyber security works. One is what learning, another one is reason, other one is augment. So actually, the IBM's product actually uses, they have started giving the solution for the cyber security through these three things. And they have analyzed each and every that and these aspects, and they are able to find a solution. And of course, they are actually connecting what interaction between the threats as well as the actionable insights. Next, IoT logistics. We know that what does logistics means, like more and more operational, strategic business. What exactly need to be logged in, and mainly in terms of pharmaceutical brands, food beverages, many more things, right? So, what is the major aspects if you have to say? These are all the four things. One is end-to-end shipment. Another one is from, of course, through land, sea, and air. Next one is efficient utilization or velocity of returnable shipment. That is as such that what we have, whether it is utilized in a proper manner within a stipulated time. That's what we look for it. And then third one is protecting the temperature sensitive goods from temperature. That is, we may take something and we need to check for the environment, right? That is very important. Then the monitoring and maintaining the capacity and the compliance and vaccine. That is in terms of we need to whatever that we are taking it, and until or otherwise it deliver the services, we need to monitor it and maintain it. And after delivering also we can get the feedback, right? The same way here also the logistics works for it. So these are the four major factors. And when we happily up to this, what we have discussed in a sense, we have started with the enhancement, the enhanced technology, then classification, then we saw what all the after classification we saw how do these threats, security threats occurs, and in what basis the security can overcome these difficulties. And then final conclusion, when you happen to see where and all that you can go for it, it starts from banking, and then IIoT, and then IoT logistics mobile app, of course, and then logistics likewise we have seen. And these are all the applications, IoT security applications, where and all you can implement. That's what we have seen. And this is very important aspects as far as this topic is concerned. That is the major objective of this topic. That's what we are going to give the best and refine the solution. It is a part of it. It's not fully, but it's partially. That is with the help of code bots. It is actually finding the solution to the current scenarios, the current challenges. What is this code bots? It is a collaborative platform that lets the development teams create a customizable source code for their apps with no longer what the vendor cannot lock in. Okay, so that means what a collaborative platform. I mean, teams can create their own customizable source code for their app. That means if I wanted to develop a new app, I can code on my own. Okay, that is, I need not write, I can create a code bot which helps in terms of enhancement, enhancing the as apps in, I mean, when you are adding more and more advantages to the app, ultimately it fulfills the requirement. What is the greatest advantage of this code bots in the sense? You can use your own IP and you can boost the quality, whichever quality that you want, whether human can readable, it's easy to understand, easy to, you can extend whatever that you want, you can expand it. That's what boosts quality. And very important aspect is you can save the time. Just you need to drag and drop. You need not write the code or anything like that. Whatever you wanted, just like a dashboard, you can have the pasting and you can drag and drop it, and you can apply and you can easily develop it. Okay. And of course, as I said, it is this frameworks to help build apps up to 8.3 times app faster than the what currently we have. And how does it work? How does this code bots works in the sense? You can see that the model use the CodeBots platform to collaborate in real time with the individual team to model your web app. That is, any web app that you want to develop, because we will use anything through the network, right? Of course, for that we go for it, and then customize it according to your requirement. What you wanted to maintain, which project that you want to go along with it, and see for it and find the solution. Whether it can be, you can use the JIT repository also to store the data, to analyze it and give the conclusion. Of course, analyze and have the conclusion, decision making and all, you will use machine learning, as well as, of course, you can, if it is more complexity, you can go for AN, and that is deep learning too. That way you can find the solution and then iterate the steps. That is, yeah, iteration manner, model driven software that you can go for this code bots, which actually helps in terms of iterative level, so that you can go for the working function. How does it work? It goes what each and every step by step. First model it, customize it, and then go for the iteration. Then so this is one of the major things what we have seen in as far as your applications concerned. This is one aspect, that is code bar development you can use. Another very important thing is RPA, very important. That is robotic process automation. So what is robotic process automation? Comes in the sense it automates the task that a human usually has to do manually. That means, uh, can anyone say here? Can anyone say what exactly the mm, what is? Can you see this, audience? Can you hear me, audience?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. Can anyone say what exactly the role of RPA? What is the RPA? Robotic process automation. What is the use of this? Can anyone say at least who are all the vendors for it? Who's actually doing this in this particular current scenario? And many people actually also they are launched here also in our India. Anybody knows it? Okay, this RPA, what is actually RPA? This is robotic process automation. Here, when we say that is everything you are using it through your API, right? So you wanted to do everything in terms of the dashboard applications, so that you can see that when you take your mouse and when you press on it, ultimately it instructs you to do the work. So ultimately you are doing it. So you are not going to do anything manually. So for that, this RPA will help us in terms of what making the work in a very easy, easiest way. So that's why we are going for this. And here, when we happen to how this RPA works in the sense, you can see that first move the files and folders and then log into applications, enter the text that what you want, then copy and paste, connect to APIs, and open and send emails. So this is majorly in terms of what to say. It is in terms of um, applications. Once you develop this, when you wanted to test it, when you want to see this, you can make use of it to copy and paste, and you can test for it so that it is easy to handle it. Any individual can easy to handle this. And then RPA functionalities, when you happen to see, there are two major classifications in terms of to automate the test through RPA. That is, one is mundane task, another one is the test task which is actually for the what the decision making. So it is the first category is a simple task that an individual can do every day and that could show someone else to do. It means whatever maybe the things day-to-day activity are doing it, that is comes under your first task by the RPA. And the second one is through the decision making, that is in terms of the task which is required for some sort of decision. So this is how this RPA functions. Then when we talk about the four leaders in RPA, I mean, who are all the Jamba ones, as I said, the UiPath, which is started in Romania, and then Blue Prism, it is in UK. It is all in like 2001 and 2005 itself they've started. And one of the major things who's actually going in the sense very well in this particular RPA is automation on anywhere. At 2010 they have rebranded and work fusions. So these are all the four Jamba ones that we have in RPA, and they are utilizing it. And by embedding both what the codebots and RPA to what we can get the convergence solution, which will work in a very efficient manner for the IoT devices, specifically in terms of the security aspects. So whatever things comes here as far as this is concerned, of course, as Bill Gates said, the first rule of any technology used in a business is that automation applied to an efficient operation will magnify the efficiency. But the second is that automation applied to an inefficient operation will magnify the inefficiency. So that's why That's why I'm saying the first category, that is the first classification of AI, that is ANI, that is artificial narrow intelligence is rocking the world presently, and that's the reason we are able to use the devices, IoT based devices with ANI. So thank you. Any queries, please? Hello? Hello?
Ma'am,
Any queries, please, ma'am?
participants are requested to ask your doubts.
No?
Ma'am, I hope there is no doubts or queries from the participant side, ma'am. I think
Oh,
everybody.
thank
Ma'am, a clarification for the question, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, it is
Sorry, ma'am.
ASR, ma'am. Answer is ASR,
Okay,
automated
okay.
speech
What is
recognition. Because when we give the
okay,
action,
ma'am.
no, when we give, that's what it's actually recognizing it and giving the answers, and accordingly, that is actually embedded in our Alexa product and other things. That's the reason we are able to achieve it.
Okay, ma'am. What is used there, ma'am? What are the technologies?
Hello? Yes, ma'am. Hello?
What are the technologies used, ma'am?
What are the technologies in what?
Automated speech
AI.
recognition. Yeah.
In
Only AI, ma'am?
ASR.
Okay,
In
ma'am.
yeah.
Okay, thank you,
Seven
ma'am.
technologies.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes.
Participants have any other queries? Participants, if you have still any queries, kindly ask our resource person. Okay, ma'am. There's no queries. I hope so, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you
So,
so much.
so can able to end the session. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful lecture about the role of artificial intelligence in IoT security applications.
Thank you,
And
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I think I also many of the faculties has been gained very much knowledge from this topic session, ma'am.
Okay.
So
Thank you, sir.
once they share the link, I will definitely share to you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again to all the participants as well as the organizers. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am.
Participants, just kindly fill the feedback that has been posted in the chat box. Those who have filled the feedback link, you can leave the meeting and kindly join at 2 p.m. for the afternoon session. The afternoon session at 2 p.m. is Mr. Vadivelan VS as a security professional. He has more than 15 years of experience in cyber security. So the topic will be of hackers from security perspective. It will be really interesting, like morning session. So kindly join sharply at 2 p.m.